trying to change my thoughts. Been asking God for a route, I wanna make it out. I hope he hear me when I talk.
Alright, and we back. It's episode 8 of the Hustlers Ambition podcast. It's your boy K Doug. Dealing with Douglas on Instagram. I'm with my brother
JP, Richfield with JP on Instagram.
and we have a special guest today. As you guys can see, please introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Kreshai, and my Instagram is Kreshai's Kitchen. I am Houston's celebrity chef.
Houston celebrity chef. Give her a follow on Instagram as well at
Kreshai's Kitchen.
Kreshai's Kitchen. Kreshai's Kitchen on Instagram. So today's podcast, we're gonna have a little mukbang, and she brought us some wings. Can we open those up? I'll let you do the honors.
This is a new flavor that I recently developed, and they're my Cajun garlic butter wings.
Cajun garlic.
They have been doing really well, so can't wait for you guys to try them.
Hey, I'm excited.
Yes, Lord.
So let's just get into it. I mean, we're just gonna start it out. What made you get into cooking and want to be a chef?
Well, I've cooked like my whole life. Yeah, and then I lost my job like 3.5 years ago. I was working at Fort Benning with my mom, and basically I just decided I am terrible at keeping a job. Literally every job I've ever had has been like less than 2 months, and then I had to quit. So I was like, you know what? I don't think I want to work for nobody else no more. I cook every day. Why won't I just try selling plates and see where it goes from there? And it basically just took off. Like, I never expected to get popular as it is now. Like, didn't expect it at all.
So what was that dish that popped it out for you?
Honestly, when I first started, I was only making pastas. Like, I was making different versions of pastas. Crawfish pastas, chicken pastas, shrimp pastas. Like, it was mainly just pastas. And then one day, a lot of people started hitting me up. I started cooking for Chris Sales, and the funny thing about it is I didn't even give him pasta the first time. I gave him like shrimp etouffee at the club because I was working at therapy, and he loved it, and he hired me on the spot.
Dang,
It's crazy how everything worked out.
that's crazy. So like, when you first started? I know you said you didn't like plan on it being as big as you thought it would be. So like, once it actually, got to that point, like, how did you, start to kind of structure your business model, I guess?
So that was the hardest part because I actually have no culinary experience, or business experience. So I literally learned everything, like still to this day, I learned everything as I go. I would really just like meet up with people who have businesses and ask them what are things they've done. I would like be on YouTube. I would basically just like try to follow other chefs, like what are they doing and what should I do. And I will say it's hard because I feel like sometimes I'm nervous about it, especially when I cook for celebrities and I don't have culinary experience. I'm like, okay, I don't want to mess it up.
Right.
So I try to give a disclaimer like, hey, I got here just based off my talent.
Right.
Like, I don't have experience, so if you don't like something, tell me and I can fix it.
Right.
So I'm still learning though. I will say that. There's still a lot of things I don't know. Like, I didn't even know all the licenses I was supposed to have until like maybe 2 years ago. So when I first started, it was kind of illegal. So like, I follow a lot of chefs. Like, I'm friends with like the Party Chef, and I'm friends with like Chef D. Hines. He used to cook for the Astros. I'll call them like if I need something like, hey, what am I supposed to do? Like, I don't know how to do this, or I don't know how to do that. So I feel like I have like a couple mentors that help me get through it. It's just crazy because they're my mentors and they've all been cooking way longer than me.
Right.
But I have more like high clients. So
yeah, but that's what's crazy. I mean, and we talked about it a lot in our previous episodes, just from the sounds of it, you pretty much engulfed yourself in the business of being a chef. Like you say, you didn't know how to do it, but it almost became an obsession for you, and you wanted to figure out more about it. So that's why you got to where you started looking at videos of other chefs and stuff like that to mimic your game, because you know, it's almost like you wanted it so bad, you put yourself around everybody that was doing it, so automatically you gotta adapt to your environment.
Yeah, that's true.
You get what I'm saying? So that's why we kind of try to say the same thing. Like anything you want to pursue, you have to kind of like almost, like you say, become obsessed with it, or put yourself around a whole lot of people who are doing it, or try to follow a whole lot of people who are doing it to kind of see what you need to do to get to that point.
Yeah, and also like once you become an entrepreneur, your surroundings change.
Yep.
I will say like now everybody I know does something. Like nobody's just an average person anymore. It's like you have to.
Shit, hold on, that was good.
When you get around those people make you want to do more. And the little things, your goals, you know, looking at your goals and then looking at what they achieve, you go back and look at your goals like, I'm setting the bar too low for myself.
That's true.
You know what I mean? But when you're not around those people or around those things, you wouldn't know how hard to set the bar. You wouldn't know the limitations that you have, or if it was limitations that you was going through.
That's true. And I will say the industry I'm choosing to go in makes you depressed sometimes, because you always want more than what you have. You always want to go further. So it's just crazy meeting celebrities who actually don't feel like they're big enough. Like I meet people and it's like, I want to be where you are, but you don't feel like you're further enough in life. So it's like, I will say like, it's very easy to doubt yourself in this industry, because everybody wants their big break.
Right.
Everybody's waiting on it. I mean, of course, I'm waiting on mine. So it's like, I understand, but I always look at how far I've come and like where I want to go, so I don't get depressed or beat myself up about it, because I feel like Trade Day weekend solidified a lot for me in my career, and that was literally just last July.
Right.
And it doesn't feel like it was just last July, but it was. So it was like, I met so many people in just a short period of time, so I feel like I know that there's so much coming, but it's just a matter of when.
Yeah.
So.
But you just staying patient, you trust in the process, because you already know that it ain't gonna come overnight. That, you know, that eventually is gonna be a process. Like you say, you planting your seeds and you meeting the right people to put you in position for your breakthrough. So now it's just a waiting game. It's just you keep doing what you've been doing. You keep applying the dishes. You keep giving everybody what they came to you for, which is the good food, and then eventually it's just gonna handle itself. You just gotta stay consistent in whatever it is you're doing.
Yeah.
So
that's very
So
true.
what about, so when I hear that you say you could doubt yourself a lot. So when you doubt yourself, do you have reasons why that you're doing this business? You know, are you doing this business just for yourself, or are you doing this, you know, to possibly take care of your family and you know, change your life?
That's a good question. I doubt myself a lot because now it's a reputation thing. When I first started, it was all about, Kreshai selling plates, let me push the plates. Now it's because I've cooked for so many celebrities, people are expecting a new celebrity from me every time.
Yeah.
And that's hard to keep up with, because one, I have to stalk these people. I literally, if I find out one of them are coming to town, I literally be messaging on Instagram all night in hopes that they see it, messaging managers, emailing, and it's like, nobody knows how much I go through to get these people to respond to me. So it's like, sometimes that makes me doubt myself, because it's like, I found out young boy, was in town, and I'm like, I can't get in touch with him. But then, good things happen, his people got in touch with me, thank God.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's just the expectation, and it's like, I'm doing it for myself because I want more. Like, people ask me, why don't I open a restaurant or have a food truck? But it's like, because nobody understands, I'm chasing a way bigger dream. Like, anybody can open a restaurant. I can always open a restaurant 10 years from now. That's not what I want. I want to be a famous celebrity chef. Like, I want to be able to get my own show or be a food judge. Like, I want to be as big as Wolfgang Puck if I could. So it's like, I can't do that in a restaurant. Like, the Turkey Leg Hut is an amazing restaurant, but they can't pack it up and go with them. Like, I want to travel.
Right.
So I feel like that's me settling in one spot when that's not what I want to do.
Right.
So
You pretty much making yourself the brand instead of trying to make your business or whatever you're doing the brand. Which, in whatever we're doing, all of us, we all a brand. You know what I'm saying? Like, as a person, you carry yourself, the way people perceive you, that's still your brand. You know what I'm saying? So, like you say, you want to get paid and you want to be known for your individual talents because you know what you can do and not necessarily, oh, this is just a restaurant. Because like you say, you can easily get a restaurant and sell food, but you want to make your name mean something. You want to make yourself.
And I do plan on getting a restaurant eventually, but I want to get one like once I decide where I want to live. I want to settle in somewhere comfortable, but I want to travel and see the world first so I can decide what part of the world I want to live in to open a restaurant. And it's hard. It's hard because I do everything by myself. So I literally have to cook, transport, set up, you know, do all my own advertising, do all my own marketing, reach out to people. It's really tiring, and I do have days where like I really be like, okay, I can't do this, but I do feel like it's worth it in the long run.
That's just as long as doorbell.
Who let it go?
Nah, it's a package. Who did? And drop it off the lift.
So yeah, I don't know. And then I mean, I have a lot of siblings. My dad passed a couple years ago, and I'm the oldest of 6, and my youngest sibling is 6.
Wow.
So I feel like everybody's kind of waiting for it to happen. Like I just feel like the pressure because it's like my whole family is like, oh, you're finna blow up, you're finna be rich, and it's just like I see y'all waiting for it to happen, but I just want y'all to know that when it happens, I'm dipping. So I'm out of here so fast, like y'all not even gonna be able to smell the money. It's gonna leave for me so quick. So,
but like you say, your purpose is a whole lot bigger than just the food, so that's what keep you going. You know what I'm saying? And like you say, without a purpose, you're not gonna find no joy into it. It's gonna be easy for you to quit without having a specific reason of this is why I'm doing this.
Yeah.
You know, so it's good. Like we try to talk about that too, of having a reason why you're doing it and know exactly why, so you can have those reminders when it do get hard. And when times do get, tough, you can always look back and say, okay, this is why I'm doing this. So let me just keep going and keep pushing. But man, I want to talk to you about these wings though, because I'm 2 in. Can you tell the recipe, or is it other disclosure?
No. Honestly, these wings came about because I love garlic, and I love garlic butter crawfish. And one day I was eating crawfish, and I kind of dropped my chicken in it. And I was like, when I ate the chicken, I was like, oh, this is really delicious. Like, I need to recreate this. So I literally one day had garlic, had some butter, and a bunch of spices, and I recreated it. And I honestly didn't think they was gonna sell like that because they're just a flavor that I made up. But people like new things, so yeah, these actually have been selling like really good.
Yeah, they good. It's heck.
These wings are wonderful.
Delightful. Exquisite.
And to be honest, I only eat hot wings and buffalo and barbecue. I'm a basic person. So me eating this right now, I don't eat new foods or nothing like that. And this is bomb, I ain't even gonna lie.
Yeah, he a cheeseburger, mustard, and ketchup type of guy. Only no ingredients.
Honestly, the best customers are the basic ones because the extra stuff be killing me. And I'm like, you try. I made one dish for you that I had created. It was a stuffed chicken breast I made for you, I think last year.
I do remember that. I kind of picked it up from you.
Yeah, you like that one.
That's what's up.
You know what's crazy that you just said that? I just cooked the stuffed chicken breast last night. That's crazy. I'm trying to do stuff too. I'm trying to get in the kitchen, cook for myself.
Well, I do feel like everybody should be able to cook, and I'm actually in the process of trying to start my own nonprofit, teaching children 5 to 15 how to cook, because I feel like this generation of parents, they don't do what they used to do. Because I sure know my mom. this. And I'm sorry if you see this, I'm sorry. But, like, they don't do the things they used to do when we were younger. Yeah. So I feel like now if we put that in the children, then they can grow up and, you know, start a new trend. Like, maybe people can cook. So I really want to start a nonprofit, and I'm trying to get it, like, government funded. And I've talked to Hope Farms about them doing it, because Hope Farms is a non-profit organization in Third Ward that grows their own vegetables. So I talked about like collabing with them, maybe they can donate and we can use that stuff to cook. I want to get that done soon because I'm trying to move to Atlanta next year. And if I can get it started out here, then I can move it to Atlanta and I can make it an international nonprofit and go from there. But my sole purpose for moving to Atlanta is I want to cook for Tyler Studios. And I can't get in touch with them. So I'm kind of just going to pop up on their porch and see what happens.
With the plates. Like,
exactly. And I've talked to some of the cast members. I've messaged a couple of them and some of them have responded like, when you come, you know, let me know. So I'm just hoping that like when I go out there, everything works out.
Bro, I just, like, I feel the hustle coming off you. Like, you know what I'm saying? You describing why, you know what I'm saying, you getting the attention because you deserve it. Like, people not willing to go pop up at Tyler Perry Studios with food like here. Like, and you confident in your product. That's all that's showing. And if you're not confident in your product, it's gonna be hard for you to sell it.
Yeah.
So
that's true.
Like you can't.
Opportunity be preparation though. You know, you putting yourself in that position. You know, everybody wouldn't go through the things that you're going through moving to Atlanta. You know, stalking these people on Instagram. You're doing these things for a reason, so that's why you're going to get everything that you're going to get and what's to come. Yeah. Just because you're putting yourself in that position, you're prepared for it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, you know, they misjudge failure for failure and not failure as opportunity.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? So when you really don't realize that, you know, a lot of people quit. But you don't quit, you keep going and you know, you won't quit, you won't take a no for an answer. You know what I mean? So, and
it's crazy because you know in every situation people go through rejection or people go through failures and stuff. And it's funny because I have not had that. I feel like I had my own tragedy that almost stopped me, but I haven't had anything in the actual career to stop me. Like nobody's ever told me they didn't like my food except one person, and it sucks because of the person, and I really like, everybody hates this person. But, it was Jay Prince Jr.
Oh, man.
He told me he did not like it. And honestly, at the time, I did not know who he was. He was just at the club. He literally walked over and did the rudest thing. He literally just took a fork and stuck it in my pan. And he ate it. And he was like, I don't like it. And threw the fork. And I looked, and I was just like, who the hell is this? Like, who is he? Yeah. And I was like, who is he? And then somebody told me, oh, that's Jay Prince Jr. And I was like, okay.
Who is this guy? Like,
it's funny because we've crossed paths. That was before I had all the celebrity clientele. So it's like we've crossed paths so many times since then. And like we don't really speak, like it's not really like bad blood or anything, but it's just awkward because it's like
he's the only one that don't like your
and it's like because of who your family is, that kind of at one point that made me feel some type of way, but it was like no, because I mean his uncle still supported me, you know, doing Trade Day Weekend, they own Club Eden. I'm sitting here in VIP with all your friends after you just try to disrespect me. So I honestly was just like
whatever.
Whatever.
It's funny how the tables turn.
So.
But like you say, when you take failure as an opportunity, it just makes everything a whole lot easier. Like you say, even if somebody don't like your food, you still want them to know. You want to know why, so you can improve on it. And not look at it as a, oh my gosh, and start feeling sorry and sad for yourself because somebody don't like your food. Nah, you got to get a little better, work a little harder, figure out some more stuff.
Can take constructive criticism. Don't take it to heart. It's a business.
Well, yeah, because I've definitely had moments where like my anxiety flared up, and like I had a panic attack one time. It was pretty bad. I had to literally go to the restroom and cry. Because like the first time, like for Trade Day Weekend, I wasn't aware. Like this, when I say this, really was an accident. Like I had messaged Bobby J, and he had told me next time I'm in Houston, I'm gonna hit you up for food. And then I had met Nick Paddywhack in New Orleans at a strip club. And I had told him, I'm a Houston chef. If you ever in Houston, hit me up. They happened to be in Houston the same weekend. I didn't know it was trade day weekend though. So both of them hit me up. They was both at Hotel Derrick. They was like, pull up with food. Okay, so I'm like excited. Like, okay, I get to feed both of y'all. So then the next day, I met them. We was all cool. Like, I met them. We hung out a while. You know, got to know them. Because I try to build relationships with every person I meet. So therefore, if I ever do need a favor or I don't feel afraid to ask because we've built a personal relationship that you know I'm not trying to use you.
Build rapport.
So, Nick and Bobby both vouched for me. They was like, I'm going to see if you can bring food to Trey's silent release party. And I'm like, okay. I didn't know that Trey Weekend was full of celebrities. I didn't know who was going to be there. Right. So I walked in, I put my food in the green room, and he was like, oh, after the thing is over, all the people are going to come eat. And I'm like, okay. And when they started walking in, I started looking at them like, oh snap, like Haha Davis, Slim Johnson, the Westbrooks, like all these people walking in, and I'm just like, I wasn't like mentally prepared for this. This is not, I thought it was regular people, not these people, like Tokyo Jets, and I'm just like, wow. I literally started having an anxiety attack because I'm like, this is too many people at one time. Like, what if they all hate my food? Like, all of them in one room could really ruin me. So I was really like terrified, and then like, I gave them the food and they all loved it, and I literally just broke down crying, like right there in the green room. Everyone was looking like I'm stupid, but I was crying because it was like, I'm not an emotional person, and I'm not a person that seeks like gratitude from people, but it was like knowing that all of y'all like really like my food, and you know, like Houston does not support. Houston only supports popularity, so you have so many people who have treated me like I'm nobody, and then you have all these people who are clearly somebody's tell me that like, oh yeah, if you were in LA, people would love this, or if you were in Atlanta, people would love this. It just made me feel like great, like okay, so clearly I'm not wasting my time doing
exactly
this. So
you just taking what the consumer is telling you and running with it. So man, that's what's up. Like that's live. How to just you really wasn't even expecting it, but God rang all the blessings on you at one time.
Yeah.
It was like, here, because he knew you was ready for it. He wouldn't have did it if he knew you wasn't.
Yeah, and Trey had let me cater the whole weekend.
Yep.
So I ended up catering all 3 days. I would say it was fun because we got treated just like them. So like after I would cook, he said, okay, we'll hop in the truck. They had like sprinters, like 10 sprinters full of people, and we'd pull up at the address and we'd walk in. And I mean, I had so many moments. Like I'm sitting in a section with the Westbrooks. Like I'm sitting in a section with Rito Brown and Tony Rock. So I'm like,
this
this is crazy. Like I kept texting. My car got towed the first night, and I was so excited. Like I didn't even care. Like I literally texted my mom and was like, my car got towed, but I'm in the car with Project Youngin, so I'm gonna just get it tomorrow. Like, I don't even care. Like, oh well, it'll be okay.
That's what's up.
You're not letting distractions distract you.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. I went and got my car the next morning and drove right back to the hotel.
Enjoy that opportunity.
Exactly.
The devil cannot win at that moment. Like it's too big of a time. But that's what's up, man. Just like you say, just how you really had a vision for it, and when you stick with it, it's gonna always come. Like you say, it's gonna come together eventually. And I don't know if you read, but like you think on 10x levels, like you think on big, massive ass levels. Like people are so like they think so little. Like I just need to do this to be, and I'll be straight. Instead of thinking exactly how really far you can really take something, bro. Like there's levels to everything. Like you say, you meet all these people and they feel like they still not where they want to be, is because they thinking on that same level too. You know what I'm saying? So, like you say, entrepreneur it isn't about just owning a business. It's really just a mindset. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you definitely had that mindset, like you say, how you say, I want to be as big as Wolfgang Puck. I want to, and you hustling for it. So you know it's gonna happen because you got the vision, you doing everything you need to do to get there. It's just like you just waiting and counting your blessings and taking what God is giving you in the moment and working with it until your time comes. Yeah. And then it's gonna, all that little stuff just gonna start piling on, but it's all just about consistency and thinking, like you say, at a big, massive ass fucking gigantic ass levels. Like,
Yeah, that's true.
like, and that's with anything. Like, even with, like you say, with cooking, like you say, you can take it as far as you want to go. It's just all about how much action you put into whatever you're doing. And then, but like you say, with me, with real estate, I be thinking trying massive shit. Like, I want to own fucking apartment complexes. I want to own a fucking whole block. Like, you gotta just be thinking of big, massive ass shit in order, cause then you'll be surprised by what you achieve on the way. Even if you never get to that point, it's just like you're gonna achieve so much more because you never even thought to even think about getting to that level. You know what I'm saying? So like, you thinking I want to be big, but a lot of people, they'll be happy with just serving.
Well, yeah, I have a lot of people who compete with me selling plates. Like, I have a lot of people. It's a girl who lives in Winfield Lakes who sells plates. And, like, she's blocked me on Instagram and unblocked me and blocked me. But it's like, I'm not competing with you because I started selling plates. I don't want to sell plates forever. Like,
you stand in your lane.
So if you want to sell plates, okay, you can take that. Like,
exactly.
It's okay.
But that's what you say. Like, you're not even looking at it as, oh, I'm here because I'm serving celebrities. You not, like you say, your mindset is on a whole totally different 10x level. Like, you thinking 10 times bigger than what anybody else would think is making it. Like,
yeah, and a lot of people, and being perception is everything. Like, if you look on my social media, people feel like I'm just like rolling in money or something. No, I'm still poor. Until I get like a contract or something, I'm still struggling. It's like, just because I hang with these people don't mean I'm living like them. If that was the case, I would have been left first now. Like, I would have been out of here.
But
so,
to be honest, God put you in a position so you could feel like you're living like that already.
Yeah.
You know, that's what's to come. He just prepping you for it right now.
Well, I will say, celebrities get treated great. So the perks, the perks are great, you know. Like being able to travel and not actually spending your own money because everything's taken care of. Like, yeah, that's great, and it makes my life easier. Because last year was really the hardest year for me. My depression was terrible because I was in a relationship for a long time. It ended at the end of 2018. So all last year, I was really like struggling because me and that person have been together 7 years. Like, we started this business together, so I had to transition from doing it with someone to doing everything by myself. It got harder because everything started kicking off. Like, when I do plus size modeling, I started getting more like recognition with that too, and it was like, okay, so now y'all expect this and food. Then I'm doing YouTube. I'm trying to travel. It was a lot, and I'm still in college as well, which I want to quit so bad. Because I'm going to school to be a teacher.
Yeah, I was going to say, what you studying?
I've been studying education almost 10 years. As long as I've been out of high school, I've been in college. But I have health issues as well, so I had to stop a couple times. And the only reason I'm continuing is because I feel like education is one of those things that you could really do anything with. So I could actually teach culinary years from now if I wanted to. So I was like, okay, I think it'll be beneficial, especially when we start a nonprofit. It gives me more credentials to teach kids culinary. So I'm just trying to use everything together, which is why I'm trying to plan this music video, which is going to be a theme song for Kreshai's Kitchen. I'm just trying to use everything I do in one. I'm trying to put it all together as much as possible. It's kind of difficult. I'm supposed to be rapping in the song. I don't rap.
But you will for your business.
But I will.
Drop a 16-bar verse.
So yeah, it's difficult. I've been in a couple music videos. I just never done the music part.
Right.
So it's hard, but I feel like I'm making it happen as best as I can.
Right. Do you have any like routines that you do in order to try to keep yourself organized? Like, do you write down your goals? Do you plan out your days? Like, how do you kind of try to stay organized?
Well, yeah.
With such a heavy agenda to make sure you get everything you need to get done.
Honestly, I am I'm really a planner. And it's hard because in this career, you really can't plan it. I could be at home and plan to do absolutely nothing, and then Trill's family could call and tell me he need me in Jersey Village in an hour, and I'll be like,
I'm on
okay.
my way.
Like, so it's like I try to plan as much as possible, like for my catering events and stuff like that. I actually write everything in my phone, and then I have a journal. I write everything in, and then I end up writing in my phone again because you medicated mind, sometimes you forget stuff and you want to rewrite it down to make sure you're not tripping. So, yeah, I keep a lot of different agendas, and I have journals, like journals of goals. I write down my goals. I write self-motivation things. I just try to keep myself motivated all the time because, I don't know, my depression sometimes flare up, and a lot of people don't realize that anybody can have depression. So it flares up, and I could literally go from feeling great to feeling completely horrible and wanting to just give up. So I have to keep myself motivated as much as possible. And I like to sing, so that's like the main thing I do. Like, yeah, me cooking is more like a concert. So, but I mean, it helps.
So when did you kind of like just come and say like feel signs of depression? I know you said you had your relationship. Was it like right after, or was it like some months down the road, and you were just like, man, like now I know I'm depressed, or
after
because
my
I feel
relationship.
like I'm sorry, but I just feel like I ain't mean to cut you off, but I just feel like a lot of people don't know even the symptoms or when they are depressed. You know what I'm saying? Like they just feel like they just sad or whatever, but they don't know like that is not normal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, well, I mean, how did you even start and know that, okay, I'm depressed? Like, did you have to go see a doctor or?
Well, no. Honestly, the symptoms of depression could be anything. Like, I have days where sometimes I just don't have an appetite. And big people always got an appetite. So I have days where I literally just don't have the desire to do anything. I have days where I'm just like crying all day and I don't know why. I never got clinically diagnosed, but depression is one of those things you don't have to get diagnosed to know you suffer from depression. If you know that your moods are changing throughout the day, almost every day, something's wrong.
Right.
After my breakup, it really went into overdrive. I actually attempted suicide a couple times.
Whoa.
And it was really bad because I really lost myself in that relationship. I spent 7 years taking care of somebody, building somebody up for them to leave me for someone else. So, yeah, it affected me a lot. And then my self-esteem, you know, because it was like, okay, you left me for someone else. So now I feel like I'm not good enough. So, yeah, it caused a lot. And then like my health, it was like everything hit me at one time. So it was hard to deal with, but I feel like what got me through it was, I will say honestly, Kreshai's Kitchen got me through it. Working every day, like continue to push, and then meeting people who really made me feel like them meeting me was a great thing. Like I became great friends with Parker McKenna, and she would always tell me like you're one of the most genuine people I've ever met and stuff like that. So it was like meeting people that see you without knowing you. That really played a part because it's like you don't have to know a person for 3 years to know that they're a good person. So it was a lot of things that I feel helped me get out of it, but I still go through it sometimes. But I would say it's not as bad because now I'm more self-aware. I do a lot of self-reflecting. Like I know how to pull myself out of it, and then of course God and faith. So yeah,
man. Like I say, man, that's some deep stuff. Cause like I say, everybody I feel like goes through that at some point, but it's just like, do you learn how to deal with it? Can you learn what's gonna kind of help you get back to it? And like you said, what helped you was finding your passion and finding what your purpose was of, you know, this is what I need to be doing. So I need to get up to make sure that I can serve these people and serve my product and make a name for myself in this way, you know, and not put so much on love or anything like that, because you don't necessarily, you need love, you need that person, but as long as you have what you're here for and you know why you're here, that's pretty much, and you have your love from God, that's pretty much all the love, you know what I'm saying, that you need, honestly. And of course you still need that significant love from somebody else and that touch, but ultimately, as long as you know your passion, your reasons why you're here, and like you just can love what you're doing, that's the ultimate love, and be happy in whatever it is that you're waking up and doing every day.
You gotta understand that people are seasonal as well. So that person was just in your life for a specific reason, to better you in some way, to learn a lesson from. So that's what I had to realize, because I face depression too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I had, you know, God will remove people out of your life just so He could focus on you, so you could thrive. Because the people around you they can't come with you where you're going.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? So when you broke up with that relationship, that just opened so many doors.
That's
Because
true.
being in that relationship was hindering you from all these things that was just around this wall that you could get to. So, you know, it hurts, but at the same time, you growing. You know, transition hurts.
Well, yeah,
All it is just transition. So
that's very true. Because as soon as we broke up, within months,
That's when all the shit
everything started.
And
it
that's
started
your
happening
sign
so
right there.
quickly.
That's your sign. Whenever you get the most hurt, like it's almost automatic. You get just that, especially if it's just like what the fuck, and you don't know what is happening for. It's just like it's almost like written that you're gonna get a blessing off of that, whatever it is. Like how big of a blessing, you don't know, but like you said, it's just your hurt was so big that it almost was like God felt like He had to bless you in that same amount. So you know what I'm saying? But but that's just how life works. But and it's because you are a genuine person and you have good intentions with everyone. Like you don't want to do bad things and you not have bad intentions. It's just like, but if they bring it out, they can take it there. But your intentions are never wrong, so you won't get wrong from anybody because your intentions aren't meant for that. Like you're not in a negative state where you're looking for those kind of things. So you don't get that energy back when you put that out.
Which is shocking sometimes.
It
Because
is.
I was terrible in school. I'm not gonna lie, I look back at myself sometimes and be like, who is this person? Because anybody who know me from middle school, I was pretty bad and my attitude was terrible. But over time, you just learn how to deal with things. And then like being an entrepreneur and not having a backup, oh man,
But
that's hard.
But just think about like you said, how much you changed from middle school and high school, and how back then I'm pretty sure you were more aggressive and used to come off with more negative energy. So that's the energy that you get back out from the universe, because that's what you're putting out to everybody. What you're putting out is I'm aggressive. I'm not. You know what I'm saying? This is the way I'm fight you, like so you don't get that energy back. But when you come at with that positivity, like, look, this is not what I want, and you let everybody know that, you don't have no choice but to get nothing but positivity back because your intentions are coming out pure. You know, so that's just kind of what I've learned just from everything, just from what you put out into the universe, from dealing with people and everything like that. You get that same level back, and that's why they say karma, what goes around comes around. All that is what you put out into the universe is gonna come back tenfold.
Yeah, that's true.
That's just kind of how I kind of try to play things. But man, we've been talking about some stuff on this episode right here. For real, this is a good one for sure.
it's always an exclusive.
Always an exclusive.
Well, yeah, I had to bring y'all wings because we were supposed to do this last week.
I'm over there down to these wings.
I know. They had a whole 10-piece down there. But yeah, man. So, before we end the podcast and, let you get back to your day, just what's some good advice you can give to people just about, whether their mental health or business advice, whatever advice you want to give, and then just some tips and tricks on how they can improve or get better.
Well, advice I give to anybody who wants to be an entrepreneur or wants to do something, I feel since I don't have experience in anything, the best way to do things is just to do it. Like Nike said, just do it. Because honestly, in today's time, you do not have to go to school for things to be successful in them. Going to school is really just a plus because, eventually one day that piece of paper will mean a lot. But you can really build a $1 million company with no experience. So I'll say just do it. And when it comes to mental health, I would say make sure that everything you do, you love doing and you're happy to do it. And anytime it stresses you out, it might not be for you. But nothing worth it is easy. So you also have to keep that in mind too. I do a lot of self-reflection. I have quotes that I say to myself every day. Sometimes I stand in the mirror, I write on my mirror. You have to really just believe those things. I have motivational quotes. I listen to gospel music all day. Like, you just have to keep yourself grounded. As long as you do not lose sight of what you're chasing and where you came from, I feel like you will be okay. Mm-hmm. And it's all about faith. Having faith that everything is going to work out.
Definitely, exactly. Man, that's what's up. Well, we really appreciate you coming and taking your time to come give us some of these great wings. Y'all not following Kreshai, make sure y'all follow her on Instagram. Give her a call so she can come cater at any of your parties, any of your events. And
oh yeah, my B-Day coming up in a month too. So I'm playing this song, so the show gonna have to, the show gonna chop it up.
Well, yeah, y'all definitely let me know. I cater all events, even funerals. I even cry if you need me to.
For a fee.
Exactly.
for a fee. But yeah, we're gonna close it out. This has been episode 8 of the podcast. This has been a great episode. We had great food. Like, comment, subscribe, give us feedback. Josh.
Wasn't expecting that.
Look, he just been eating. He ain't worried about it.
You know, like, comment, subscribe, you know, go ahead and follow me, Richfield with JP on Instagram. You know, DM me. You can holler, you know, if you want to get on this podcast. You know, just come speak some free game. It's educational, a lot of value. You know, we're just trying to give back to the world.
Yep. Put that energy out there we trying to receive. I want that Kreshai hustle.
I think y'all doing really good though.
I mean,
these are everyday stories people need to hear though, you know, just to help them through their
grind. People don't be knowing with people that everybody got a story, so you might as well put it out there. So you ain't the only one, everybody going through it. Let's all come together and share light so we can make it happen together as black people. But as a community though, because we all want the specific. Well, yeah, this is episode 8. Follow me, Instagram. Dealing with Douglas, Kreshai's Kitchen. Make sure y'all follow her, Richfield with JP. This is the Hustler's Ambition podcast, and we out.
See your ass in these deuces.
I choked the phone out the window.